Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a repair video for Mr. Ulugbek. As you can see, it's 70 degrees today. We got our wind damaged shingle right here. It's already a lifting shingle. And we are on the front slope of Mr. Ulugbek's property today. So before we go ahead and get started, I did want to point out that I noticed that the seam ends here. So that means I'm going to be, just to make my life a little easier, I'm going to go ahead and mark the areas I'm going to be working in. So this is my workspace area, guys. Got a good nice look at it. So before we go ahead and get started, to take a look at the surrounding areas of Mr. Ulugbek's roof. You can see we got creasing here, some more creasing on the front. We also have a tarp, as well as some missing over here. So I am by myself on the roof. I got my repair shingle and I got my tripod. Let's go ahead and set up the camera. And it is noticeably brittle on this roof. Just pointing that out. I would take a look in the gutters, show you guys, but they do have gutter guards. Alright. Oh, actually, there is one section where there is no gutter guards. So let's take a look. You can see all this granule loss just accumulating in the gutter. Alright. And this all comes down through this valley. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on this repair. Make sure I got a good view for you guys. Alright. So the tools I'm going to be using today, you got your standard pry bar with a P-hook on the end. Now this tool is really the only tool you should be using to remove the shingles. Notice how the end is very thin and smooth. Unlike this roof snake, it's much bigger and thicker, and this is not good for unsealing shingles, as you will end up cutting into the shingle, tearing it, and causing unnecessary damage. You can see a good side-by-side comparison. You can see how thin this one is, nice and smooth, whereas this one is much larger and thick, so you won't be able to cut into the shingle with this. But we will be using this to actually nail the shingle back into place. This is what we'll be using to unseal the shingle. Then we also have our standard 16-ounce hammer that we'll use to nail in as well. So let's go ahead and conduct this repair. Again, this is my wind damaged shingle, so I will be unsealing the rest of the bottom row. I'll keep my palm on the shingle I'm unsealing, fingers up in the air, keeping nice even pressure so I don't tear into the shingle, causing unnecessary damage. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, that's one. Like to check for mat. So we're good. On to the next. Check for mat. Not really seeing much. Alright, on to the next row, guys. And again, I keep my palm down, fingers up in the air, nice even pressure. That way I don't cut into the shingle. Just using enough force to unseal it. So I did see a little bit of mat. Here was a little bit of mat transfer, and this did come off while unsealing the shingle. Again, just using enough force to unseal it. And I'm taking my time, as you can see. But yeah, that did have a bit of mat transfer. Next. Yes, I am seeing a bit of mat transfer on this row. You see another piece just came right out. All right, nothing on that, but definitely saw some mat transfer on these three. All right, so last row, guys. Then we can go ahead and conduct the repair. Again, fingers up in the air, keep a nice even pressure on the shingle as I unseal it. It's gonna go ahead, speed up a little bit. Don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm experienced in conducting these repairs, so I know how to take my time and also be proficient at the same time as well. All right, bit of mat transfer on that one. See, this piece came off. All right, so now that we removed, well, not say removed, but unsealed the shingles, go ahead and start by conducting this repair. I'm gonna lift the shingle up just enough so I can see where the nails are. So I'll be lifting it no more than 40 degrees. I'll be lifting it with just one thumb. The rest of my fingers will be up in the air. If need be, I'll rest my fingers on the shingle above it. Never the same shingle I'm working on. Let's go ahead and take a look. So I found that nail. I'm gonna go in, get some pop-ups, press a little pressure down so I can pop the shingle down, and then let's go in there one-handed, remove that nail just like that. And as you guys can tell, I didn't lift the shingle up any higher than I had to, just enough to remove the nail. I just go in there one-handed, and with this P-hook, I'm not even lifting, the shingle's not even being lifted up more than the nail's height capacity. So it's really the only way you should be doing this if you want to be very cautious on conducting these repairs. All right, again, one-handed, and just go in there, get the nail. Looks like these nails are a little thicker, look like 2-inch nails. So all right, so this one has been a little stubborn. Looks like we're gonna go in there and do what I call a love tap. Basically just making sure I get right underneath the nail. All right. This one does look a little higher than normal, so let's go in, tap, 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 get in there. This one is being stubborn, I can tell you that. Alright, looks like we finally got it out. Put a little pressure down, make sure it goes all the way through. And then we just go in there one-handed. Yep, this one was at an angle. So it's just how they installed it. I gotta replace some nail, no biggie. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, with taking that out, it did make a little more bigger hole since it was at an angle and it was harder to come out. But I'll be putting another nail back in place, make sure that the shingle is secured. All right, so last section. Again, go one-handed. pop that out. All right, next row. Oh, shingle ends here. All right, put some pressure up. Put a little too much pressure. Sunk the nail all the way through. Put slight pressure. Make sure I can pop the nail out. Go in there, one-handed, and remove that. So, again, this is the only way you should be doing this if you want to mitigate any damage being caused to the shingle. You're just using enough pressure just to see where the nail is, not lifting it up too high, and then just using enough pressure to remove said nail. All right, go in there, one-handed. All right, bit of mat transfer, removing that nail. And there should be one more nail in here. This one is a double, so I like to just pop up both nails at the same time. Let's go in there, scoop up the first one. Go in there and scoop up the second one. Some more bit of mat. Then we got, these nails are just really big. I'm gonna reuse them just because I don't know how deep the decking goes, but I want to make sure that the nails go all the way through the decking. So now that we unsealed the shingle and removed all our nails, go ahead and pop it out. I did want to point out that I did see a bit of, how would you say, granule loss as I unsealed the shingles. And again, I wasn't using too much force. As you can see on that second row, like I mentioned, all the mat transfer. Just a ton of mat transfer from unsealing that shingle. And I just took my time. You got our damaged shingle right here. Just a lot of mat transfer. And I was taking my time removing it. So now we can go ahead and put our brand new shingle and conduct this repair. Oh, let's see what the issue is. It's getting caught on the second layer. So I just have to prop my hand under there a little bit just to get over that second layer. That would also make sense as to why you have the 2-inch nails. You got 2 layers. Alright, so it's like it's a real tight fit, but it does just barely fit. Alright, so now we can go ahead and conduct our repair. We'll be using this roof snake like I said before. We'll just go ahead and start by hammering these nails in. And the beauty of this tool, doesn't allow me to lift it up more than 30 degrees. Just go in there with the tool, lift the shingle up one-handed, just enough for the nail to fit in. and just hammer away. And I am putting these in new holes, obviously, and just make sure the nail's nice and flush. And I'm lifting the shingle up just enough to make sure that the tool fits underneath. It's just that they use 2-inch nails and that they have 2 layers. So it is kind of strenuous on the shingle, having it to lift it up that high to put the nail. And that's using the roof snake at that. Doesn't allow me to lift it up more than 30 degrees. Alright, fingers up in the air. Making sure it's nice and flush. Go in there, top it off. Make sure that nail is all the way in and the shingle secured. That's the first row. Let's go ahead and finish off the next row. Again, I'm lifting up the shingle just enough to make sure that the nail goes in with the tool. Let's go in there, finish it off, making sure everything is nice and flush. Gonna do a little less chatting for these last 3 nails. Don't want to take up too much time, guys. Thank you for taking the time out to watch the video. And on to the last nail. Alright. So now that our repair is complete, let's go ahead and take a closer look. Alright, as you can see, the granule loss just from hammering that last nail in. And then you do have a bit of mat transfer. Before we take a look at that, you got our new shingle that I installed. But like as I mentioned, I am seeing a bit of granule loss here, 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 here. Ran out of chalk. I think I got a little more. Here and here. This is just a direct result from the repair. As you can see, I did take my time while conducting the repair, and I didn't lift the shingle up higher than it needed to be. Even with the 2-inch nails, since there is double layer, we just had to go back in with those nails in order to reach the decking. So I did see a ton of granule loss. You can see this is just from the shingle above it, and there was a bit of mat transfer as well. And this is the direct result of conducting the repair. You see the crease and tears all the way. Yep, take a look at this top row. Direct result from the repair. And I don't know if I mentioned, but we are on one of the lowest points on the roof to conduct this repair. So if we do continue to push repairs upwards, we're just going to be running into the same issues. So let's do good by Mr. Ulugbek and push for a full roof replacement. Obviously, from this video, this repair is going to be considered a fail. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch the video. Hope you guys have a blessed day.